Thanks, Clayton. Well, a group of California teachers is suing the CTA, the California Teachers Association, the biggest union in the state, for using their union dues for political donations. They claim the union has no right to spend their money on candidates they disagree with. Joining us now is the lead plaintiff in that case, Rebecca Friedrichs. Rebecca, thanks for joining us this morning.
Hi, thanks for having me, Tucker.
So you've been in the union for decades, I believe, in California. It's for our viewers who aren't from California. I think it's the biggest union in the state. Certainly the most politically powerful. They give more money to candidates than any other union. And you've watched your dues go to things you disagree with. Have you complained about it?
Yes, I have, Tucker. You know, here in the state of California, teachers' rights are being trampled upon. We have no right. We are forced, as a condition of employment, to pay these fees, and I started complaining about that immediately at the beginning of my teaching career after I watched as a student teacher. I watched as an older teacher who had tenure, which gave her permanent employment, was treating her little first graders horribly. It was horrible to watch, and no one could do anything about it. So I started complaining right away, and I was bullied and shunned, and I even became a union rep and complained to the union officials. They bullied me as well, and that's when I realized it was hopeless to try to change things within the union culture. And you know, teachers, we should have the right to decide for ourselves who to support and where our money should go politically.
Just like every other American. But the union takes a series of pretty predictable left-wing positions, some of which have nothing apparently to do with education or teaching. For example, spending, I think, more than any other group on the gay marriage proposition in California. No matter what side you're on, it's kind of hard to see what that has to do with teaching.
That is very true, Tucker. You know, the unions are so out of touch with what's going on in the classroom and with what's going on in California, in the nation, and they get involved in any far-left progressive cause. That's where they sit, just the far-left progressive causes, and it doesn't matter whether it has anything to do with my job or it doesn't matter to them whether it harms my students. It's their political agenda. I pay for it. Teachers across America are paying for this agenda. We believe that's wrong. We believe it's time to consider the individual rights and you know, instead of the rights of these unions to spend their money on their agenda at our cost.
So just to back up and ask the most obvious of all questions, schools exist and taxpayers support them for only one reason, and that's to educate children. Do you think the CTA helps kids in California? Bottom line.
I do not. Bottom line. I said a moment ago, they're out of touch. One of the things that the unions fight in California, they fight tooth and nail, Tucker, to the tunes of multiple millions. They fight parental choice in education. I don't understand that. A parent should have a choice to place a child in the school that's best for that child. And if the school is underperforming, that family should have the right to place the child someplace where that child's going to learn. You can only do first grade once, fourth grade once. You don't get another chance. The unions fight parental choice. I don't get it.
Yes.
They don't exist to protect children. They don't exist to protect teachers. They exist to push their own agenda, in my opinion, at the expense of children and teachers. And that's why it's time to you know, set aside these rights of these big unions and bring back the rights of the individual. Give us our constitutional rights to freedom of speech.
Rebecca Friedrichs, wow, you are an articulate spokesman for your position. We appreciate your coming on this morning. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.